Hi everybody, welcome to show 307, take 4, October 21, we hope. Brought to you by IT Help to You and Aussie Tech Radio. Zarn.
G'day Michael for the fourth time. Hopefully this works.
Our Aussie Apple ramblings, starting with story 1. Now, special iOS device update. Starting just before 12 a.m. UTC on November 3, 2019, some iPhone and iPad models introduced in 2012 and earlier will require an iOS update to maintain accurate GPS location and keep the correct date and time. The iOS update was released on July 22 this year. If customers have one of the devices listed below, it's especially important to update device software before November 3 to make sure its GPS, date and time continue to work properly. iOS 10.3.4, iPhone 5 or iPad 4th generation.
iPad 4S, iOS 9.3.6. iPad mini, first generation Wi-Fi plus cellular.
Yeah. That was iPhone 4S, not iPad 4S too.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Wake you. iPad 2, Wi-Fi and cellular, CDMA.
iPad generation 3, Wi-Fi and cellular.
Now, affected devices that aren't updated before November 3 might not be able to receive over-the-air software updates. As a result, the only way to update these devices will be to restore in iTunes or Finder via a tethered connection. Complete details are located in Update Your Phone or iPad software to avoid issues with location, date and time. And we will have a link below. Please tell everybody you know. It's very important.
It's very important. Please, 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 please. I'm literally going to do this for my nan. So, yeah, please do it.
Yeah, make sure it's all up to date because we know our grandparents have had our phones that are handed on after our kids have had them. So they don't have the most modern phones generally. So yeah, please go. Now they need to update their iPhone or iPad before then based on their local time map. The time and date.com map can be used to tell the difference between UTC and local time zones. So yeah, please keep that in mind. Tell your parents, your grandparents, get everybody up to scratch. Story 2. Now a new scam alert. Now, I got an email telling me my account wasn't correct, and it was signon.bigpond.com.telstra.click. It's telstra.click is not Telstra. So yeah. Please make sure, again, all your family know not to click and give them any information because Telstra.click is not a real website. They're only trying to get your money.
If the email you get from your provider, doesn't matter who it is, isn't a .com.au, has your bill attached to it from either a PDF or just on the email, then don't open it. It's not your bill. Do not give them your details. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, don't even click a link. Just delete the email, please. Ring them up, ask them, say, did you send me this email before you click the link? Very important.
Very, very important.
So yeah, tell your family again, please. It's up to us to keep the family up to scratch. We're the ones that do the support calls. When Nan rings up and says, my phone's not working or why is the date wrong?
Spends how many hours over at a father-in-law's house fixing their computer. You know, we do all of that. Because we love them.
Exactly right.
9 to 5 Mac report. Apple engineer explains how the incredibly useful security code autofill feature came to be. One of the most useful new features to come to iOS over the last several years has been security code autofill. Added in iOS 12, this feature autofills the security code authorization text message you receive from banks, websites, and more. On Twitter, this weekend, an Apple software engineer has offered a fun look at how the feature was developed. Ricky Mondello explains that the idea for security code autofill actually came about while software engineers were working on what we thought was a much more ambitious project at first. Mondello says the idea was tabled for later, but when the more ambitious project didn't work out, they shifted focus. The idea for security code autofill came out of a small group of software engineers working on what we thought was a much more ambitious project. It wasn't a PM, it wasn't just one person, and it wasn't what we set out to do initially. It started as a small side idea we had designing something very different. We jotted it down, tabled it for weeks, and then picked it up after the more ambitious project wasn't panning out. It was hard, but I'm so glad we changed focus. Mondello emphasizes that what makes the feature so great is that security code autofill works without having developers or anything, and while preserving user privacy. Years later, I'm still so proud of the team for making this feature happen. The team combined expertise from several areas to ship magic that worked on day one while asking nothing of app and website developers without giving anyone your text messages. This still inspires me. As for people arguing that Android had the feature first, Monday says, nah, details matter, privacy matters, and clipboard autofill. You can read more about Mondello on the full Twitter thread right here on our links. Back to you, Michael.
Reminder, this week we are brought to you by Aussie Tech Radio. Here we go. Siri thought we were... Let's even play music to me. Get into it.
They're all great tech podcasts, and you might be learning something new. You might want to refresh on something that you thought would work. I guarantee you, someone's talked about it. You go through the podcasts that are there, you'll find what you're looking for. Be it Apple, PC, whatever you like to play with. It should be there.
Absolutely. So yeah, just leave it running in the background. You'll catch up with what's going on. Easy as that.
Now, Apple Arcade adds player versus player, Pac-Man, and baseball games, plus 3 more titles. Apple is working hard to meet its goals of offering over 100 games in Apple Arcade. 5 more have been added, bringing the total almost to 90. Pardon me. The latest edition includes Ballistic Baseball, Pac-Man Party Royale, and several more. 4 of these came in a single announcement on Twitter. The link is in our notes. All right, so now we're going to go to nowhere because I've lost the link. Bear with us. This is our fourth attempt, and we're a little tired. Aussie Max Zone. There. Yep. All right. Let's get to it. Pac-Man Party Royale from Brandy Namco. The newest twist to a classic Pac-Man game lets up to four players be oddly shaped at the same time. Bandai Namco's description says, eat pellets to gain speed and catch the super pellet first, and see your friends and the ghosts run away from you as you turn into the unstoppable chomping machine. Be careful, the more Pac-Man you eat, the more ghosts there will be, and they will try to get revenge on those who eat them. This is fantastic. Love Pac-Man, always have, been a big fan from day dot. I love the Battle Royale stuff that they come up with. It's fantastic fun. I haven't played this as of yet, but believe you me, you will have a review next week because I will play it. I'll get online, I don't care. I'll find 4 other players that don't need to be friends. We'll just get on and have a good time. What else have we got? Now, the second game we're going to talk about, because it just looks fantastic and funny, was Sneaky Sasquatch. Let me say that again. Sneaky Sasquatch. That's right. By Rack 7 Games. The 5th title coming to Apple Arcade in the last few days is Sneaky Sasquatch, which got its own Twitter announcement. Live the life of a Sasquatch doing regular, everyday Sasquatch things, sneaking around campsites, disguising yourself as a human in the task-based adventure game Sneaky Sasquatch. More about Apple Arcade, getting access to all those games and over 80 more, costs here in Australia $7.99. It's excellent price. Like I said, we've almost got 90 games now. You can play it on your laptop, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your Apple TV. It pretty much goes everywhere with you. You can play your game, you can leave your house, continue to play your game on the bus, continue to then play your game on the train. Then you get to work and you sneakily play your game. No, I'm joking. But it's great.
At lunchtime.
Yeah, exactly, at lunchtime. Yeah.
At lunchtime.
Yeah. And so, well, that's what I got, all the gaming I got for this week. But, back to you, Michael.
Thank you, young Zarn. Now, Forbes reports, and sorry about my red face, I got sunburnt yesterday. Forbes reports Apple iOS 13.1.3 is causing serious new iPhone failures. It's no secret that Apple iOS 13 is a disaster zone. Even after a 4th rushed update landed last week, numerous problems remain, with some potentially dangerous. And now, even owners of Apple's latest iPhones are being hit hard. Thanks to some great detective work by WCCF Tech, we know that a serious problem in iOS 13.1.3 is causing the ultra-wideband U1 chip in the iPhone 11 series to fail. Moreover, some units cannot be repaired, and owners are reporting that Apple had to replace their phones. What affected users are seeing shortly after updating is a pop-up warning saying ultra-wideband update failed. Your iPhone cannot use ultra-wideband until it has been updated. Apple has tactically implied some level of scale because it has set up a dedicated support page making a similar recommendation. But both messages contain a level of duplicity because no public available update exists. Beyond iOS 13.1.3 and the latest beta of iOS 13.2 not only fails to fix the problem, it is actively causing it for some. So there is a link again in the show notes to more of that story if you want to read more. Now, reminder also this week we are brought to you by ithelpsyou.com.au.
Smooth.
Yeah, we're rocking tonight now. Now, yeah, you've got any Apple questions? Please ring me. If I don't answer, leave a message because I am using Apple's new feature where it automatically diverts to voicemail if the number is not in my list of contacts. So please leave a message. I have changed my message because some people didn't like the first one where it just said, "Oh, it's Michael, how can I help?" And they thought they were talking to me. So now I say leave a message and your phone number.
Those people include me. I thought he was talking to his father-in-law. Turns out he was just talking to his voicemail. It was quite funny. Yeah, we had a laugh in the car. But I do have a question. So, or more of a statement. My housemate, oh, not my housemate, I apologise. My neighbour, Jesus Christ.
Your name is Jesus Christ.
Most people just call me Zarn. I try to keep it on the down low. Yeah, no, my neighbour's phone is playing up. She has had a second party screen put on, and now the phone is playing up quite badly. When she goes into search on Safari, she needs to go into messages first, open a keyboard, then go back in to have then the keyboard be there, which is quite odd. The Bluetooth has to be on for the button to work. This sort of thing. So it just pays to go with the original Apple product. Don't go for second party cheaper versions, because you end up with something like that, and now they're going to have to pay even more money to get that fixed again. Yeah, and what do you think of second party products?
Well, I try not to use them. I'm very careful about where I go and where I recommend. I've actually got to view someone before I recommend them. And I don't shop around for that sort of stuff. Yeah, because I've had trouble where, like my son's phone, I gave it to the guy in the middle of the shopping centre, and he gives it back, and then the home button doesn't work. He says, "Oh, but the home button doesn't work on any third-party screen anymore." Like, it's just, that's crap.
That's what we've got here, like a third-party screen, like, and the home button isn't working as well. Yeah.
I think that's because you've actually got to do some soldering these days to get the home button to work, and a lot of places haven't got the skills to do it.
Yep, that's fair enough. Yep, that's fair enough too. So that's pretty much answering the question why the home button isn't working. It could be a few other problems, but it's mainly just because they don't know what they're doing. That's why you go to an Apple certified repairer. What else was I going to say? Oh, I can't remember now. It's too late. All right, back to you, Michael.
Thank you. Now, the world's top earning YouTube star, you ready?
Yeah.
Is an 8-year-old boy who made 22 million in a single year reviewing toys.
My sons know his name. They know him by sight in the toy store because he now has his own toy line. We're talking about Ryan Kaji of YouTube. Ryan's toy reviews generated US 22 million in revenue in a single year from his YouTube fame, according to Forbes. It is most recent report on YouTuber earnings.
The internet star is profiting in a big way off his digital brand and has a massive following of 22 million subscribers on YouTube. With the help of kids entertainment company Pocket.watch, Ryan's brand is a multi-million-dollar franchise with his face on the shelves of Walmart, on toothbrushes and on TV now. The highest earning YouTube star in the world is an 8-year-old kid who makes millions, obviously having fun, because he's reviewing toys. How could you not have fun?
And it's him and his dad most of the time, and they're unwrapping toys, and he gets really excited about it. And, they unwrap it, and then they have a play with it, and, his imagination's great. The fact that he's having fun and enjoying it, and the family's made 22 million, because clearly he hasn't made 22 million. He's 8 years old. So that would be the family's money. It's amazing. And like I said, like, my kids know him, visually know who he is. They see him on shelves in Kmart, and they know who he is. So it's incredible how wide, and kids watching YouTube Kids know who he is now. It's crazy, especially that that they've made that much money. think I might have to, you know, get my kids on that bandwagon. Not really.
But yeah, it's the best part. It really, realistically, is he's doing what kids like doing: unpacking presents and playing with the toys for a little while, and then going. The advantage is he gets to unpack lots of toys, play with them for 2 hours, then unpack another one. So
yeah. That's exactly right. He does. They rip and tear and open, these things and find the toy inside, and then they play with it. Like, he's having a great time. It's what he likes to do. He just happens to be a millionaire from it.
Yes. So in its latest report on YouTube earnings, a family-run YouTube channel generated 22 pre-tax from June 1, 17 to June 1, 18, according to Forbes, up from 11 million the year prior. So that's a 100% increase. Not bad. I know that plenty of companies would like to have that increase. Now, just ahead of controversial star Jake Paul, who banked 21.5 million that year. Now, Ryan's Toys Review started from occasional 5-minute toy unboxing videos posted on YouTube, with Ryan as the host in 2015. As the channel began to grow in views and subscribers, Michael Seamons, chief executive of the influencer-focused wealth management company Semaphore, reached out to Ryan's Toys Review and had a conversation with Ryan's dad about how complicated things would get financially if the channel continued to grow at this pace. Beinstock told Business Insider in a previous interview. Beinstock helped the Karji family turn what Ryan's parents were doing at home into something bigger. Today, Ryan's Toys Review is more than a YouTube channel. From toothbrushes to a television show, that Ryan's Toy Review brand, Ryan's World, is a lucrative empire built with the help of kids' entertainment company Pocket Watch. The company bought the Ryan's World branded Colgate, Nickelodeon, Bonkers Toys, Roku and Walmart, expanding Ryan from YouTube. So yeah, there's more to that story, and there'll be a link in the show notes. Awesome.
That's so cool. It's so very cool.
Now, speaking of cool, this is one of my favourite companies, this one. This is a new case for the Apple wireless earpods.
Very cool. That's really cool.
So my wife's watch charger is like the original Bondi Blue type iMac. My watch charger is like the original Mac, and now you can get a case for your earpods, that is like the original Mac, and on the screen it's even got the word hello written the way that we used to have it way back when, and it's got a little cutout for a floppy disk drive. But yeah, I can't wait to get one of these. So you go retro with Largo's Apple Macintosh inspired AirPods case. Known for its numerous retro inspired accessories, another one which was when I gave my first watch to my son, we got a Nintendo charger for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Cool.
Yeah, so they've inspired, known for its numerous retro-inspired accessories, design and tech company Largo has now created an Apple Mac-inspired AirPods case. The nostalgia, including accessories, has been to look like the old-school Mac personal computers released back in 1984. The case has been crafted from scratch-free premium silicon, providing extra protection for the AirPods if you accidentally drop it. Additionally, the design boasts a floppy disk and the Mac signature hello greeting on the screen, seen when the original device was turned on. In terms of specs, the case is compatible with both first and second generation and supports wireless charging. Interested fans, you can buy it for $13.99 US via their website. Of course, we'll have a link. And awesome, I've already placed my order.
Awesome.
Now this one builds back increases my humanitarian feeling towards the world. So a Good Samaritan notifies the owner who'd lost their wallet via a message hidden in bank deposits. Right? If you've ever lost a bank card, you know that one of the first things you do after it happens is check your recent transactionally. Normally you're checking in the hope of finding nothing new so you can be sure no one else has spent your money. However, when a Twitter user, Tim, did that earlier this week, not only did he find 4 new transactions, he also found they contained a key to him finding his lost wallet. The 4 transactions were each for a single penny, transferred into his account by a mysterious Simon. However, what was interesting was the text entered into the reference field of each transaction combined to spell out a message. Hi, I found your wallet in the road. The first 2 transactions read before including a phone number that Cameron could contact to retrieve his wallet. Speaking to the Evening Standard, Cameron said that he called the number and was able to pick up the lost wallet. Although he said he bought a bottle of wine for Simon, Cameron admitted that he hadn't paid back the 4 pennies, that he definitely owes him, and let's hope it was a nice bottle at least. So there you go. Isn't that awesome? And a great way of getting someone their information back.
That's a really smart idea. I can't believe that. That's great. Oh, that's so cheeky.
Yeah, and so simple. So keep that in mind next time you find somebody's wallet. It may not have, or their bank card, you know. It happens all the time. Someone leaves it in their machine and walks away.
Yeah.
That happens fairly regularly.
Well, I was coming back from holiday with the family, and people in front of us had left their wallet and iPhone on the roof of the car. It slid off the car. Luckily, there wasn't a lock on the phone. We were able to ring she said, Mum in the phone. Well, that'll do.
Yeah.
Rang Mum. Mum said, just keep driving up the road. You'll see a sign for a church. That's where they'll be. We pulled in, and fair enough, they were standing there looking. The husband was looking at his phone, trying to find my phone, and he was tracking the phone because it was driving straight toward him. I pulled up, I ran down the window and went, "Hi, you looking for this?" And he goes, "I am." He goes, "I was wondering why it was following me," as he's looking at his phone. But yeah, it's things like that, you know, like that make the technology great.
Yeah, that's right. Not only does it save lives, we can have fun giving people things back.
Yes.
So, our show promotion. Show notes link each week on show upload. The link being this week being aussiemaczone.com.au AMZ 307. There you'll see the last 6 weeks of show notes. You can email Michael or Zarn at aussiemaczone.com.au. You can search for us on Spotify. Spotify. Just search Aussie Mac Zone. Don't forget to look for us on Apple News, where I keep chucking up the scam alerts. That's the most thing I'll put up on Apple News, but yeah. So yeah, thanks to our sponsors this week being Aussie Tech Radio and IT Help to You, but more importantly, thank you for your support, our listeners. Now, just one more sec, Zarn. One more sec. There was something... Apple TV Plus, the streaming service is coming on November 1.
Here
in
Australia?
Yep, that's right. And there's some new trailers out, so go and have a look for the new trailers for Apple TV Plus.
Excellent. Remember, the subscription, you get the first month for free, is that right?
Yeah, you can get a first month, or if you've bought a new Apple device, even an Apple TV, you get 12 months for free.
Yeah, that's great. So if you're buying a new Apple TV and you're getting 12 months of the Apple Plus for free, that includes Game of Thrones. So
No. Apple TV Plus execs say C will be as epic as Game of Thrones, and you get a free 3-month trial when you look at the Emmy magazine.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, I apologise. I think Game of Thrones got excited.
We talked about that last week, that bit about the Emmy magazine. Yeah. So, over to you for the sign-off.
All right, guys, it's been a hell of a night. 4th time lucky. I just want to say thank you to everyone for bearing with us. This will be posted. I know it's not live, and we apologise for that. But just remember, Apple a day keeps the Androids away. See ya.